What's up? Sarisa One here. Gonna demo the Kaatsu bands, global Kaatsu B.F.R blood flow restriction bands. It's the latest technology from Japan. Just gonna demo how to put these on. So I recommend, see these little pump thingies here? Yeah, you gotta face them downwards. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing is not recommended because you're only supposed to use either the arm bands or leg bands and not at the same time, but I've been training for a while, so I like to push my limits. So I'm training with both the leg bands and the arm bands together. It's not recommended though, because you could faint if you're, not very fit, but I've been training for a while. So once again, you want these thingies here facing down, and then I also recommend, like where these hoses end up, you want them facing, it's hard to tell here, but you want them facing about right where your waist is, right here, because then it's easy to attach them. So you position them so the hoses face about right where your hips are, right here on the side, right there. So these are the bands they come with. So you see, if they're facing just right here, it's easy to connect them. If they're anywhere else, it's really hard to reach behind and try to connect them here, or if it's right between your crotch, it's hard to connect them. So the best position I find is right here where the hips are, right? So there's two modes that the Kaatsu training has. One is cycle, which is intermittently, it pumps it up to different pressures. So it gives you a bigger and bigger workout through 8 cycles. And because I'm using them both, you can't use the cycle option when you have both leg bands and arm bands on. So for the legs, I'm going to put it in training mode. Training mode is just one static pressure. So I like, because my legs are really strong, I like to put it on 400 psi, which is like the most pressure, static pressure. So it just stays constant, 400. So you turn it on. Okay, and to cycle to training mode, you press the L on top. There's a L button there, and then so this is more and this is less. So I already have it set on 400. That's the maximum, and then all you gotta do is if you want to go less, you just press the G button. This is for cycle mode, is group. It stands for group and pro. So I go to the maximum 400, that's a static pressure, and then I just pump it up. And what they recommend as well is that when you tighten the Velcro straps, you have to slip a finger underneath, and as long as you can slip one finger underneath, then it's not too tight. But if you can't slip like a finger underneath, then it's too tight. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of know exactly where it should go. So it's pumping up to 400 right now, you can see. Okay, so it's there. So you can't turn it off or else it's gonna release the pressure. So what you do is you just release the little knobs here while it's on, and then it maintains the pressure. So now I'm gonna put the armbands on. So I like to clip it on my, oh, my music kind of died. Hold on. So there's a cool trick to putting these on, because it's hard to put it on by yourself. But I figured out the trick. So the trick is, right, instead of struggling, if you put it on like this first, right, it's really hard to put on these snap things with one hand, right? So what I do is I just put it on before I put it on my arm. So this has to be off, so you put it on just like that. And then remember, these things here, they gotta face downwards. It's just that if they're facing upwards like this, right, sometimes you snag it and then it's easy to pull out and then it will release the pressure. So I find when it's facing down like this, then you know, it's less chance of that happening. So you put around your arm, and before you pump it up, you gotta make sure, oh, see, that's too tight. You gotta make sure you can sneak a little, like a finger through there, and then it's not too tight. And what's going on with my music? So once again, put it on first before you put it on your arm. I think my internet's kind of whacked there. Okay, whatever. I guess we're not having music this time. So yeah, once again, you put a finger in, make sure you can sneak a finger in, and that's not too tight. See, and then I've already connected it. Oh, and these things, I like to position them so they're in the back. So they're out of the way. So you can rotate them a little bit. So I like to rotate it to the back here, see? So now it's out of the way when I do my exercises, see? They're in the back. So they're facing the back. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna put it on cycle because I got the Kaatsu machine here, and I'll put it, basically it has 8 cycles. So basically it puts stronger and stronger pressure, more and more pressure in each cycle. So the last cycle, it'll be the hardest because it feels like you're lifting heavy when you're not. So that's the genius thing about this. It tricks your body to thinking that you're lifting heavier than you are. So I'm actually on a 7-day dry fast, so I'm not going to be lifting heavy. What my normal routine is, I lift normally, and then I use this as like a, you know, like a finisher, you know, to my workouts with light weights. So first I do my hard and heavy set, like usually in a circuit training, and then an hour after I eat, I use this and just do light movements with this. But since I'm doing a hard fast, I'm just going to be training with the Kaatsu bands every day. 1 day yoga and 1 day lifting with the Kaatsu bands. So I'm going to put it on Pro Cycle. So there's two options, the group cycle, and which is the Pro Cycle. So this one is a little bit easier, group, and this one is a little bit harder, Pro. So, and then on the bottom there you have low, medium, high. I like to push it. I like to, you know, push myself. So I always use the high. So that's the first cycle. So I'm gonna do a total of 4 exercises with cans. First one's gonna be squat thrust, and then the next one is gonna be squat curl. I like compound movements that incorporate everything for the whole body, so it's more bang for your buck. So I always like compound my lifts. So it's gonna be squat thrust, and then it's gonna be squat flies. And then after that, I'm gonna, I don't know if you can see it, it's the ab wheel. I'm gonna do a set of ab wheels. So I got a thing with threes, so I do 3 sets of 30, and you know, and then cycle through into one circuit, and then I rest as little as I can, and I repeat that for 3 rounds. Okay, so here goes. Sure wish my music was going. to ab wheel. Now it's on the third cycle, coming up. Okay, I think for the next round, we're gonna leave the ab wheel out. It's my second day of my dry fast, so I can tell my energy levels are not as good as normal. So it's always good to listen to your body, and my body's telling me it's a little bit too much right now. So we're gonna leave out that ab wheel. But let's put on some music. Oh, that's the end. So I'm gonna go through the cycles again. Ah, something going on with my internet. It's very slow. Okay. Oh, now where I put it. Okay. So, round two. Ready? Let's do this. Okay, with the pressure, feels like it's going a little bit harder than it looks. Feels harder to lift than it looks. is the pressure that's applied gives you a pump. Oh yeah. Feel the burn, baby. You know what? I think we need some light. There. Is that better? Okay. Try to rest just 1 minute. So, yeah, you can feel pressure on the arms. And a good thing to know is you can tell if it's a little bit too tight. If you press on your hand, it should come back white. And it should be just under 3 seconds to come back. If it doesn't come back white in 3 seconds, it's way too tight, and then you gotta loosen it. So that's another indicator that you can check.
Where's my music?
Thank you. Okay. Third round. Final round. Ready? Fight! Oh yeah, baby. Feel the bird. It's really burning. Yeah. Okay. It's the end of the workout. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Please leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. And if you like this, please smash that like button and subscribe. Okay? It's your boy, Sarisa1, signing out. Peace. Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, you're not supposed to lift heavy with these B.F.R training bands. You're only supposed to lift light weights or save the heavy lifting for another time. So that's what I usually do. I usually, on my lift heavy days, I lift heavy, and then I do yoga with these bands, or I do some light stretching. So never combine heavy lifts with this because they pressurize your limbs and they really pop your veins. So it's really big danger. If you lift heavy, you can burst the blood vessel. So it's only meant for lightweights, all right? Remember that. Peace.